We also want to give you an update on storm. We're going to give you, there is no action, we just want to give you and the members of audience just quick pictures, and so you see what's going on, and then I'll show you my favorite picture of Eli Road that the gentleman was talking about. As you know, this was one of the most severe storms in the recent history, in a number of decades, because of how much rain it came in such a short period of time. When you design your drainage system, it is never, ever designed to handle so much in such a short period of time, simply because the infrastructure will be significant. Also, one of the frustration for us at Smarties, we cannot go outside our right-of-way, and we own 30 feet or 60 feet, and drainages, you know, start somewhere further up or it goes somewhere further down. So if we make a culvert smaller or bigger or make it faster or do something, we now can damage the downstream property. But the point Supervisor Rabbit raised is very good point, which is, and Bill, let's start getting ready for that. As we're fixing some of these, if there is an opportunity for us to do a better drainage or work with the downstream property, we will do that. So I want to have Bill go over these, and then Madam Chair, I'll come back and give you more. Can we turn off the lights? Thank you.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair, Directors. So we've got a good storm update for you. For us, the storm event last week actually was great. It was a great opportunity to evaluate our recent construction work. It was an opportunity to tune into areas that are going to need attention and watching as we go forward. And we were able to do all this without having trains in operation, so we could accommodate it and have a little time to adjust for it. So I'm going to walk you through kind of what went well in the right-of-way, and then we'll show you a few things that might need some attention. Overall, our bridges did really, really well. This is Galenas Creek down in San Rafael. We raised this bridge about 3 feet. You can see there's all kinds of freeboard under the bridge. Worked fabulously. Miller Creek, another success story. Again, we raised this bridge about 3 feet. It used to go completely underwater before being replaced. Novato Creek. This is just back in 2008. Believe it or not, there is a bridge underneath there. You can sort of see the rails poking through. And here it is last week, accommodating all the water we had with room to spare. Schultz Slough, this was a bridge we rehabilitated just north of the county line. Again, an area that really sees a lot of, it's a low-lying area, sees a lot of water. And Marquess Creek Bridge, just south of our operations facility in North Santa Rosa. And just to put this into perspective, the bottom of the bridge there, bottom of the steel beam, is probably about 15 to 18 feet above the top of the bottom of the creek itself. So there is a lot of water moving through there. So then we had some areas that really saw a lot of water and had some issues. This is San Pedro Road looking south. This is an area where we haven't finished our construction work. We haven't built track yet, but you can see there's just a tremendous amount of flow going through there. Civic Center area, again, an area where we haven't finished construction. It's a low-lying area. It's close to Galenas Creek. Historically, it's always seen a lot of water. Nothing new for us. We haven't finished construction there. We are limited to what we can do there because we have the constraints of the roadway adjacent to us, but an area to keep watching. Another shot of Civic Center Drive, just the amount of water was unbelievable. This is just south of Miller Creek. Miller Creek had topped its banks. We are actually standing where the track would be constructed, looking south along the track there. And that's all water that just completely washed over the top of our embankment. We hadn't built track yet, and that's the result. So an area that certainly needs some attention. Fortunately, we haven't built track. We haven't finished our construction there, and it gives us an opportunity to address things like this. Landing way here in Petaluma will always be a challenging area. Again, it's a very low-lying area. Drainage is a challenge. There just isn't much slope there, and it's also kind of dependent on the Petaluma River because that's tidal and can only take so much water at times. Just a few more shots of the water accumulation there. And as Farhad talked about, there's areas where we can only work within our right-of-way. So here, our track is in the background here. We've replaced culverts to accommodate the drainage we can, and it's draining, working its way towards Petaluma River, which is in the background here. This area has also been an interesting spot because Caltrans is doing a lot of work in that area, and they've picked up a lot of roadway runoff and have channeled it through our right-of-way to work its way out to the river too. So we're going to work with Caltrans a little bit, take a closer look at this area as well. Eli Road, just up the street here, saw an awful lot of water. Actually, the county closed the road because they felt it was just too much water to be safe. Our tracks are in the background here, and as Director Rabbit pointed out, we did have a small washout in that area, so another area that we're going to go take a look at and work at. So just a lot of water, a few washouts, and a few great bridges as well. And lastly, we are keeping tabs not just on the ground, but we're up in the air.